This is Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerant. It's my honor to introduce you to Dr. Winnie Dong. She is a professor at Cal Poly Pomona. She teaches, well, her expertise is chemical and materials engineering, but clearly over the last almost 2 decades, she has taken her expertise to a new and different level. And so I want to speak with you about what you have done for the students at Cal Poly. Give us a sense about how your work in engineering got you to Cal Poly to start.
Sure, yeah. Well, first, thank you for having me on.
Dr. Wong.
It's a pleasure.
Yes.
So growing up, I had always loved solving puzzles and discovering new things. And as a lot of young people who are curious, I set my sights on becoming an astronaut.
Of course.
Yeah, and
Sally Ride is around our era. Right.
And so you can imagine my disappointment when I realized that my being prone to motion sickness
That's funny.
knocked me out of the running.
But unfortunately,
no, it's
right.
very sad.
Yeah.
And so, but when I got to college, what I found was that by doing research, I then had an opportunity to explore new horizons. So when you're doing research, you get to see phenomenon that no one else has seen before.
Are you watching Einstein right now on National Geographic Channel? Because I'm not a scientist, I'm an amateur scientist, and you can see it's like the research, it causes such excitement and energy.
It does. When you first see that new thing that no one's seen before, and you know this is all yours, right? And it's so exciting. And also you get to think about ideas that no one else has maybe thought about before. And so my realization was that, you know, this is my way of exploring new horizons.
But what's so special, if I may say, about you, I don't mean to be a sycophant, but I'll be one for a second, is that you are taking your love of research and infusing that into your undergraduate students. And that's what's unique about you, in my opinion, is that, sure, you're a graduate student, you're doing research all the time, but it's so rare for research to be part of the curriculum, part of the day in and day out educational experience for undergrads.
It's true. And so when I became a professor of engineering at Cal Poly Pomona, that's what I discovered. I discovered that sharing my love of discovery was even more satisfying than me discovering something on my own. And that's why over the past 17 years, I've really made that a focus of my work at Cal Poly Pomona, is to give undergraduate students the opportunity to do research.
How? What does that look like? What does it sound like, smell like, feel like?
Sure, yeah. So, you know, I run several programs that involve undergraduate research at Cal Poly Pomona, and I'll just tell you about a couple of them to give you a flavor of what that's like. So the one that's the most dear and near to my heart is the Ronald Mcnair Scholars Program.
Tell us about it. I'm familiar a bit with it, but tell us more.
Sure, and one of the reasons why it's so dear to me is because Ronald Mcnair was an astronaut that perished in the Challenger accident. So they named the program after him.
I forgot that. Okay.
He was African American, the second African American to ever be in space, and really overcame a lot of obstacles to get to where he got.
And I would mention that part of your emphasis, of course, we love all our students, but you're looking also at students from diverse populations.
Right.
And lucky for you, Cal Poly Pomona happens to attract a lot of students from diverse populations, so that makes the task all that more attainable.
Right. And so, like with the Mcnair Scholars Program, we serve students who are first-generation college students, low-income students, and another reason why I love the Mcnair program is because through that program, I get to see firsthand what the power of an education from Cal Poly Pomona can bring for a student. Right? These are students who, some of them were formerly homeless. But now with yes, we've had students.
So inspiring, Dr. Dong, so inspiring.
And but now, you know, with the knowledge, the credentials that they have from Cal Poly Pomona, they're advocating for their peers. They're advocating for the community. They're really bringing.
Is there any one project that sticks out that you can tell us without violating patent, copyright, trademark, whatever?
Sure. Yeah. There's a student who's working with Latino youth. And specifically looking at men and what characteristics prevent them from rejoining a gang. So these are former gang members, and what can society learn about what characteristics keeps them out of gangs after they have left. So work like that. There is another student who went on and got her PhD in psychology, who is now working in Sacramento. She's a health advocate, mental health advocate for foster youth. So these are students, you know, because of their own background.
So it's not just nitty-gritty science. You're looking at kind of
Right.
broader academic disciplines. Any
Absolutely.
nitty-gritty science?
Sure. So
Yeah.
I love to tell
Yeah.
you about this new program
Right,
that we're
please.
putting together. It's called Learn Through Discovery.
Right, I
And
feel like we may have talked about it before. I think we have. Okay, keep
yeah,
going.
so the Learn Through Discovery program, the aim of that program is to bring students from all different majors together and really give every student at Cal Poly Pomona the opportunity to have an experiential learning, and also to nurture the creativity and innovativeness that our students naturally have, right? And one of the projects that the students are working on is involves environmental design, mechanical engineering business student, and what they're working on is taking found plastics and redesigning them to become fashionable eyewear, street eyewear.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
So when they make a pair, I'll bring you one.
I would love that. My eyes are starting to go. As you see, every time I'm talking, I need to read. I put on these glasses. What does, and you hinted at it before, Professor, what does this research experience do for the students once they graduate? Presumably some go on to get advanced degrees, but some may look for jobs, and I would presume that that exposure gives them a leg up, no?
Yes, absolutely. You know, most of our students go on to work immediately after graduating from Cal Poly Pomona. And so something like the Learn Through Discovery program, what it does is that it teaches students to think in a creative and innovative way about what problems needs to be solved. And then think about, what do I know based on what I'm learning at Cal Poly Pomona? What do I know, and what are my skills that I could bring to solving this problem? So besides using innovation and research, but also being able to care about a community, about a community's problem. And so while we help them through the Learn Through Discovery program design projects that are multidisciplinary, solves a real problem, and then while they're doing this and they're really engaged, we sneak in the skills like leadership, communication across discipline, and also teamwork. And all of these are important, you know, skills for students to have when they start working.
What I'm wondering is, when I think about the programs you've described, your colleagues have described, I've had the good fortune to work in our San Luis Obispo Bureau, and guess who's there? Cal Poly San Luis Obispo.
Yes.
It seems like these polytechnics are really good at this learn by doing.
Absolutely.
And so are our students that are not at polytechnics not getting these experiences?
You know, I think a lot of, you know, the learn by doing, the secret is out.
Right,
That
okay, well stated.
Everybody knows that this is a good way of reaching students, engaging them, and really teaching them practical skills.
Because I feel as if a lot of schools that may not be polytechnic, they may be liberal arts, and God bless them, I mean, I went to one, you know, that these kind of hands-on experiences may elude them.
Right, so definitely thank you for
Right.
plugging Cal Poly
Yeah,
Pomona.
but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I think something, so as the secret of Learn by Doing is getting out, more and more students across the nation are getting these hands-on experiences. But something that's different about Cal Poly Pomona, it really is that we try to infuse our curriculum and give every single student the ability to think creatively and innovatively about solving a problem.
Right.
And that brings in innovation, that brings in research. You know, it's not just you go into a lab and you do research, but really is looking at how to use research to have a positive impact on your community.
Her name is Dr. Winnie Dong. She is a professor at Cal Poly Pomona doing great work with undergraduate students. My name is Brad Palmer, and we want to thank you so much for joining us.